This is a two-part series in which I look at my worries and my hopes for Overwatch 2. In this video, we're going to focus on my worries, and these thoughts are based on my long-time coverage of Overwatch, and hopefully Overwatch 2 going forward into the future. Now, as you guys know, yes, I'm Stylosa, and I've made a lot of videos on Overwatch. In fact, I think I've made a few thousand videos on Overwatch, which is incredible now that I think about it. But I was very lucky to be one of the first people outside of Blizzard to actually get to play Overwatch 2 at BlizzCon last year in 2019. Now, I was able to play the new PvP mode, which is called Push. I played it on the Toronto map, and I was also able to play the Rio de Janeiro story mission, which was awesome, and I got to play it with some fantastic players as well. So yes, that coupled with my years of coverage of Overwatch, which is now, this is kind of horrific to say, getting onto the 5-year marker. It's been a big part of my life for a number of years, and yeah, I just wanted to make this video to sort of air some concerns that I've got about Overwatch 2 right now. Activision. Well, I'm kind of worried about predatory monetization systems. Call of Duty Cold War is locking content on all other platforms apart from PlayStation, which is very disconcerting. If this happens with Overwatch 2, I think there could be a major riot. Well, check this out. This is what is going on at Call of Duty. Now, this is from Eurogamer. The Battle Pass bonus, as it's called, gives PlayStation players who buy the $20 Battle Pass bundle an additional 5 tier skips. That makes for a total of 25 Battle Pass tier skips. More egregious, however, is the PlayStation Party bonus. Here, PlayStation players who play together in parties receive plus 25% bonus weapon XP. This bonus still counts when playing with cross-platform teammates. Then there's the double XP bonus for PlayStation players. This involves exclusive monthly double XP events that last for 24 hours. And finally, PlayStation gamers get extra loadouts. PlayStation players get an additional 2 loadout slots ready for customization. This is accessible with a Create a Class unlocks upon reaching level 4. Now, of course, that's all Call of Duty specific, but that's the way Activision operate. They section content up, they have platform-specific deals. If Overwatch goes down that route, that could be horrific for the game. So essentially, this means that PlayStation has more content than the other platforms. High box price of the game, Battle Pass and microtransactions all in the same Call of Duty game. I personally think that's too much. We could also see a scenario where we get a forced mobile version of Overwatch similar to Call of Duty Mobile, which again is filled with horrendous monetization systems. A survey sent out to German players indicated a number of box prices. If that turns out to be accurate, Overwatch 2 will be a full price game on launch, but will Overwatch PvP be free to play? And will then Blizzard sell story mission packs for Overwatch 2? Will Overwatch 2 be a one-off cost like Overwatch was, if we're to believe the survey that was sent out to German players? So the issue here is I think this is all very doubtful, as companies at the end of the day want as much revenue as they can possibly generate. And right now for gaming, that is Battle Pass revenue with microtransaction sales. Loot boxes have gone the way of the dodo. Selling a game and then just giving the gamers free content for years until the sequel comes out, again, is not something I can ever see washing in this day and age, especially when your parent company or even the company that you're part of is called Activision Blizzard. So I see a world in which Overwatch 2 is funded through cosmetic microtransactions and has Battle Pass progression and even has a box price of entry. So what about the launch date? Well, we think according to rumours and or leaks that Overwatch League is starting in April 2021. We know that Overwatch 2 will feature at BlizzCon 2021 from February the 19th to the 20th. Now, I think the best case scenario is we get beta in Feb, which leads up to a full launch in April, just in time for this rumoured Overwatch League launch date. But here's the thing, is that actually just wishful thinking on my part? What happens if we get Overwatch 2 beta in November 2021? Or Overwatch 2 doesn't even launch until 2022? Where does that leave Overwatch if that's the case? Maybe Blizzard will simply launch the updated UI and graphics engine along with Push for April, then slowly start trickling PvE content out. Maybe Overwatch 2's launch won't be traditional, and instead we'll get a series of large updates throughout next year. The point is with all of this is we just don't know. And that worries me, because do Blizzard know? Let's talk content. We know Overwatch 2 will launch with a number of heroes, suspected to be 5 or 6 plus. We know story missions will cover lore and have unique challenges. But the Rio mission I played at BlizzCon was pretty much done and dusted in a couple of hours. Is that long enough? You see, I think it depends on the replayability systems Blizzard use. Hero missions are replayable challenges which will undoubtedly feature modifiers to enemies and mission objectives. But these all take place on existing maps. Is this just a content stopgap? An excuse to use existing content to give the impression of new content? Will this really be fun to play through maps we've essentially been playing on for 5 years? It's a tough question. What about the new PvP mode push? Now, I will admit this was fun from what I played at BlizzCon, and the Toronto map seemed really good as well. But is one mode really good enough for PvP? This is meant to be the sequel. Surely we need more than just one additional mode. What about raids? Will we be fighting against super hard bosses in special PvE missions? Will we get a tournament system so we can finally play together as a team? Blizzard have said they're looking at making major changes to competitive, but honestly, we have no idea what these are. Again, this all comes back to not knowing, which makes me a little bit worried that maybe Blizzard doesn't know. How fast and how much story mission content will we actually get? I really hope Overwatch 2 isn't simply the Archives event with a couple of extra hours playtime. I really love the Archives events, but that's not really going to wash for a fully fledged sequel. I almost said expansion. You can see what I'm getting at there. Oh, and we do have a new UI as well. In my opinion, for PvE to be engaging long term, we need to see major story missions being added to the game every couple of months. Overwatch 2 can't simply have a year of content and then go dark like Overwatch did for over 3 years with minimal additions. Sure, we got new maps, we got new heroes, but we didn't get anything major added to the game really, especially if you compare it to other games which are available right now. Would the player base tolerate that? I don't think they would. We have no idea on character progression systems. We've heard rumors about customizable legendary skins, but that's about it. We know we're going to get a talent system, but again, the system that I played at BlizzCon was very early. It had, you couldn't even unlock all of the levels at that moment in time. How would those levels carry across to other PvE missions? Is it just mission specific levels? Are the talents final? So many questions there. And of course, we only seen talents for a couple of heroes. Of course, the heroes that were played in the Rio mission. And I believe we've seen some examples of Hanzo and Genji talents, as well as a number of others. I've got so many questions here. And again, I'm just worried that Blizzard doesn't have the answers. And this is the reason why they said, you know what, guys, back in 2019 BlizzCon, we're going to go dark for a year and then we'll resurface when we've got information. I feel as if BlizzCon was just the announcement of, hey, we're making Overwatch 2. It's going to take more than a year to make Overwatch 2. So this has got me worried that actually the game we're going to see next year is not Overwatch 2. It's just a piecemeal type of deployment. But maybe that's enough, right? We are Overwatch players and we've been playing this game for years with essentially minimal content. No matter what way you cut that argument, it is minimal content that we've got. It's been good content when it comes, but we are absolutely ravenous for new content. And when it hits, I'm sure whatever it will be, everyone will go mental about it. But can Blizzard keep up that cadence? Now, we do know Blizzard are increasing the size of what is known as Team 4, which is the Overwatch team. They've been hiring for a long time, rapidly trying to grow that team. And hopefully, that's because they're looking at producing additional content for Overwatch 2 and keeping up the cadence of launches of new content. You could argue that potentially this could be a case of, no, those guys are making the Overwatch mobile game or some other Overwatch spin-off game and not actually focusing on the main Overwatch game itself. What about crossplay? Will we see that with Overwatch 2? I hope we do, especially between the games consoles. Sure, you couldn't have Switch and Xbox playing with each other, but I'd like to see Xbox and PS4 playing against each other. You know what else I'd like to see? Xbox, PS4 and PC, and hell, you could throw Switch into this, being able to play PvE together. I think PvP, there becomes some sort of restrictions that we probably can't discuss in this video because we'll be here for a long time. We probably don't want Xbox players playing against PC players in competitive, but I don't see no reason why they couldn't play together in PvE. It would also let me play with some of my friends that don't have PCs. So thank you guys for listening to the end of this video. This is like a little mini-series idea that I came up with a while ago, and I think, like I said, I will be focusing on making another video to come out in the next couple of days, which will focus on why Overwatch 2 could actually be a huge success for Blizzard and for Overwatch and just for everybody concerned, and why we might be sleeping on the game a little bit. But I hope this video has done a good job of trying to highlight my worries with the game at the moment, my concerns, my serious concerns, if you will. A lot of it is just unknowns, so when Blizzard start talking, I hope they start making noises that we, as Overwatch fans, want to hear. But as grave as some of these concerns might be, what I want to do is hand you guys over to Aaron Keller and Jeff Kaplan, of course from the Overwatch team. Just listen to how enthusiastic these guys are. If anything, this game should be in really good hands, and I cannot wait to get my filthy hands on it. Thanks guys for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Toodaloo.
Also, I know the other big question is like, well, when do we get it? What's the date on this thing? I don't know. I have no idea. Like, just let us make it great. Like, that's what we care about more than anything. We don't have a date in mind. We are going to work so hard. Like, today is the most important day in Overwatch 2's development because I feel like to this point, it's been just our small team. And today's the day that we bring you, the big team, into it. And what do you want out of the game? You're going to all go, you're going to play the demo, you're going to post feedback, you're going to talk to us here today. We want to hear from you what needs to change, what features are we missing, what's going to be cool, what isn't cool. So I don't have a date.
No, and I mean, we love this game so much, and we just want you guys to love it too, the same way that we do.